Right.
But yeah, man, I appreciate you coming by, sitting down with me, bro, during these times. You know what I mean? It's
Hmm.
quarantine and everything going on, but we got to stay busy. We got to keep working. You know
Of
what I mean?
course. Of course.
So I know you over there working yourself,
Yeah.
right?
Appreciate you having me too.
Oh yeah, bro. So yeah, I'm sure Iman gave you a little, quick little recap of what I stand for, kind of what I'm about, what my mission is. I'm really just putting on, bro. Us being consumers. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you.
Okay, like me being a consumer, right? And I just, I follow the music, I follow the sound. I've been doing it for so long, and I think a lot of people are like, overlooked and kind of underappreciated. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
and it's really like based on opportunity, right? Like just getting that big hit or that
Hmm.
overnight success, right? So like me, bro, to be honest with you, when it comes to certain things, I'm not looking at the top of the food chain. You know,
Okay.
a lot of the stuff that I really consume is kind of like, mid tier, kind of low tier stuff that like these dudes is extremely talented, whether you're a rapper, singer, female, male, whatever. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? I recognize the talent, but I'm like, yo, like they're not top 40, so like they not really getting the buzz. So that's really the idea of my podcast, man. And yeah, sound on with
For sure.
Hollywood Hagan,
Hmm.
where I have the opportunity to tap in with real people doing real things. It's not just not just artists, musicians, comedians, entertainment, whatever. Young
Okay. Going
entrepreneurs.
everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah, so
That's
I'm
what's
not
up.
really trying to put it in a box. You know what I mean? I'm
Hmm.
really trying to box things out, and I want to be able to touch and reach out to wherever that
Yeah.
talent's at, and kind
I
of.
think that's dope too, because it show people there's other avenues too besides just like sports or rapping. Like it's a lot of other talents that people have that they don't even try to tap into because they only go for
Absolutely,
what's in front of them. So I think it's dope that you try and
absolutely.
put on for other.
And even with the artist itself, you know what I'm saying? Like there's
Hmm.
artists that produce, there's artists that act, there's artists that that do other thing outside just what they do. And I think we're not really shining on those things. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right, right.
Especially with producers trying to be rappers and rappers trying to be producers. I mean, that's a lot of that's not being like pushed out there like that. You know what I'm saying? So I
Hmm.
appreciate that type of stuff, man. Just especially being from a music background and understanding that like a lot of hard work goes into that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
So man, pleasure to have you, bro. The Philly
Yeah.
native, the young bull. You know what I'm
See,
saying? I think I
know a
don't know
little
about
something.
the Bulls. I grew up with a couple
Yeah.
Philly Bulls, bro. They put me on.
Uh-huh.
I definitely, man. That's why I was kind of excited to sit down with you, man. Because when it comes to music itself and rap, whatever you want to call it, hip hop, there was a time in my life, bro, um, where the Philly rap really like honed in with me, especially
Hmm.
with like the being on the block, and they had
Hmm.
rap battles. I forget like a lot of the old. I mean, obviously you got Meek Mill, right?
Uh, Joey
Um,
Jihad.
yeah, Joey.
Um, Damn, I can't remember the
What
other
was
boy name.
what was the skinny dude that he spazzed like every time he got he spazzed.
I was like 10 when all this was popping, so I'm trying
Yeah,
to remember. I gotta go
I,
back into my
I was
memory
probably
bank.
like I was probably like 12 or 13.
Okay. Okay.
Bro, I was right there with you, bro.
Yeah.
I was able to understand so much, but I saw the passion, bro.
Hmm.
So you know what I'm saying. So like I know being from that city, man, and it's important to you, right? You know what I
Yeah, yeah.
mean to represent it, and I hear it in your music. You
Hmm.
know what I'm saying. So let's talk a little bit. We'll get right into that, man. We'll get into where you from,
Hmm.
kind of how this all started and how much has that sort of experience of like the rap battles, the Cassidys, you know
Hmm.
the Meek Mills with the long white T-shirt with the nappy braids. Talk
Yeah.
about how that's impacted. I'm sure that's impacted you, and it's kind of got you to where you at now. So on
Yeah,
that a
I
little.
mean, like, so yeah, like just being from Philly, like it's an aggressive city, like from the
Mm,
battle raps to just the corner boys, like all of that, like that's just what you see when you go outside or hearing the dirt bikes, like it's just a loud city with a lot of energy.
yep.
So growing up in that, it's just kind of like a part of you like make it feel like that's what you gotta be in order
Mm,
to like stay in your ground, not get chumped and things like that. But another part of you is like there's a whole other side of Philly, like once you go outside of your neighborhood, that's like,
yeah, yeah,
oh, it's really 3 million people in the city. Like it's not just the people
yeah.
that's on my block. So
Yeah.
just seeing all that growing up and then seeing them make it, like it took me a minute to realize that Meek was famous, that like Cassidy was famous. I'm thinking like they just on the Philly radio, and then I see
Yeah.
them on TV, and I'm like, oh okay. And then like I'm like, oh wait,
Yep.
other people know them, like they famous. So it's
Yep.
like, man, like that's dope. Like if they could do it, like I wasn't even into music. But I'm like, if they could really like make it somewhere, like that's real dope. So just being a young boy though, it was just tough to watch. It was just being a part of the
Yep.
culture. Like this is cool. This is cool. And then just being around my family too, like they always was into music, so it wasn't a weird thing to me. But
Yeah. So I feel like it was kind of normalized because they was from the city.
exactly,
So it was like they was local. So it was like you was used to it,
yeah,
right?
exactly.
Because I mean,
Everybody rapping Philly, and you already
man,
had
it's
state property blowing up, so it wasn't a
yep.
weird thing. Yeah,
Yep. They properly definitely put on for the city. Yeah, that's the kind of vibe you get, man. It's like it's not out of the norm. You know what I'm
right,
saying? Like,
right.
you know what I'm saying? It's already like when y'all rapping on the corner, you got a whole 50, 60 people in the background. Like you're already doing
Yeah,
live shows.
exactly.
You're doing concerts. You ain't even
Yeah,
you ain't even got to book nothing. So yeah, that's
exactly.
dope, man. So I'm not surprised that, you know what I'm saying, from your background or whatnot, you doing what you're doing, right?
Uh-huh.
Um, Another thing, man, just being an educated black man myself, bro. I appreciate, the fact that, you stayed educated and, you know what I'm saying, you decided to go off to Penn State, right?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alumni, Penn State alumni.
Yeah, you know.
Obviously, you know what I'm saying? Obviously, you educated, you know what I'm saying? You take those things
Yeah.
seriously, bro. And I definitely appreciate that. And it's I don't think it's appreciated enough, to be honest with you. Especially when
For
it comes
sure.
to rap, right?
For
So
sure.
so
For
so
sure.
so tell me this. How you feel, or you don't shy away from it, right? It's so
No,
you're
not at all. So yeah, I could
like,
I could talk about because like honestly too, like just growing up, I've always kind of been like one of like the brainiac kids. Like that was a label that was put on me. So
facts.
it was going to combat the battle rap scene with being smart is like those two things that mesh. So I was always, at least how I felt, like I was always kind of confusing to people. Like people didn't understand me. Like how
Mm.
you, I think I talked about it in one song too, Bounce to Your Dreams. It's like how can you be
Which one?
this,
Which one
but then
is that?
also be, it's called Bounce to Your Dreams. So it's like
Okay,
in the verse in there is like, uh,
it's fire.
shoot, people used to tell me no, how you want to blow, how you want to be a rapper with your grades on glow. You should be a doctor,
Ooh,
something like the show, something like just stuff like
okay.
that. So it's just yeah, so it's just like, you got these two worlds where you walk outside and this is what everybody's gravitating towards, this is what everybody's
Mm,
trying to be. But then you also have this other side where it's like you can be smart and intellectual and still be cool,
facts.
still get the girls, still play
Yep.
sports, and still do stuff like that. So that's always kind of
Facts.
been an internal struggle I had figuring out how
Mm-hmm.
to express that just as a
Yeah.
person and then later in music. So like you said, further going into my education, my parents just pushed that like go to school,
Yeah.
go to school, go to school. And didn't completely understand why, but just knowing that it really is a safety net, something that you can do when you have something else to fall back on. But
Mm-hmm.
just as an expression is like, why not be educated? Why aren't there more educated, quote unquote, educated rappers?
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that's smart, but they didn't take that school route. But it's like, yo, you
Yeah.
can do that. You can do the school
Uh-huh.
route, even if you don't love school, because I didn't necessarily love
Just
school after a certain point in time.
who
But
really loves school? Who really
exactly,
loves school, bro?
exactly. But it's just another tool. Like it's another
Yeah.
tool.
Yeah.
I'm sure
Facts.
people don't love selling drugs, but it's just another tool
It's a
that they can
tool
use for their
to
opportunity. So
survive. To survive.
exactly. So if
Yeah.
you got a survival tool in school. It's free education for some of us.
Absolutely.
If you could apply yourself and get free education, then you know do that. You could learn tools in that field amongst these other people that got a lot of these powers, and then the networking. Like you
Mm-hmm.
can network with so many people in those fields, in these other fields, to then
Yeah.
build your brand, build who you know, and then like
Mm-hmm.
some of that stuff is coming back full circle now. So
And it's crazy that you said that. Like when you talk about networking, right? I feel like they look at you different in
hmm
a sense, right? Just having that credibility and that kind of that badge, right? Of
yeah,
like,
yeah.
yo, I got my degree. I
I
went
got
through it.
two.
You got two. I got two
Yeah, I
of them.
got two.
So it's like, yeah, so it's like, oh, like, I mean, you walk into a room and it's like, yo, they got to take you serious.
For
You
sure,
know what I'm saying?
without even saying nothing.
Without even saying nothing, like, period. So like I feel like it's definitely one of those things where like it gives you like a sense of control. You know what I'm
hmm
saying? Like
hmm
even thinking about somebody like J. Cole, right? I know
Right.
I know you I know you're a big fan of him, doing some
hmm
research and everything, and I kind of see that a little bit in you,
Oh
right?
yeah. I actually applied there too, St. John's.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I got in. My mom said it was too far though. So
It's too far.
yeah, that's what she said. It was
Same.
honestly it was too expensive, which I neither of us realized until I was already enrolled. But yeah,
Yeah, because it's a
yeah,
it's a private school, right? It's a
yeah,
private.
and it's in New York, so like that's
Yeah.
a whole other tax right there.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we're talking about the New York tax, boy. They hitting over the head right now.
Hmm.
But yeah, that's dope, man. Yeah, so like, like I mean, me being a J. Cole fan, man, and like appreciating, his work, his art, how he moves, you
Right.
know, I feel like he does it in a very educated way. You know
Right.
what I'm saying?
Right.
Like,
And
that's
it's
what I,
not a throw it in your face way either.
bro. And it's not like a oversaturated way either. You know
Hmm.
what I mean? So
Hmm.
like, I feel like that stems from a different tree or a different
Yeah.
brand. You know what I'm saying? And I see that, and I noticed that in your music, your versatility, your style, your growth.
Hey, thank you.
We'll talk a little bit more about that. Hey, I'm real, bro.
Yeah, that's one of my
Listen,
favorite words too. So you definitely you gonna
which
catch
one,
me with that one. Versatility.
bro? That's it,
Yeah.
bro. You
Yeah.
have to, bro. That's the thing about anything, really. Like,
Hmm.
everybody think of versatility and they think about being a rapper, but you got to think about versatility in a whole with life,
Hmm.
how you move, how you operate, your
Yeah.
relationships, bro. Like, you have to be versatile and being able to adapt and move. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah, for
at
sure.
the end of the day, if you don't move that way, you just capping yourself out, and that's just gonna lessen your opportunity. Is the way I see it. You
Hmm.
know what I mean? So I
Yeah.
definitely see that in you before even talking to you.
Hey, thank you.
I noticed that quality. So yeah, man, let's talk about versatility a little bit, man, and let's talk about kind of your growth, from your projects, right?
Hmm.
2016, we can start there. In My
Okay.
Shoes, right?
Yeah. So I mean, that was so I started rapping in high school like my sophomore year, just
Mm-hmm.
because everybody rapping is something to do. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and then the two of my closer friends, they was like they had a group and like they was doing their thing, and I was like, man, why don't I try it? And he was like, yeah, go ahead. And he was encouraging it. So then me and my best friend at the time, we just kind of started sending each other verses back and forth, and I would stitch them together. And then every Monday we come back to school, show our little friend group what we did, and then
Yeah,
it
yeah.
just grew from there. It became real fun. So
Uh-huh.
what was the question? Oh yeah. So then going from there, so once I went
Mm-hmm.
off to school, he didn't have the same opportunity I did to go off to school. So
Yep.
we kind of just grew apart artistically.
Mm-hmm.
We still was like close friends and everything like that, but we just
Yeah.
started growing apart. So then 2016, I think that's the beginning of my sophomore year of college. I actually was
Mm-hmm.
like, I'm gonna put out a project because like I need this campus to start knowing that like, all right, there's two
Yep.
people here for them not to know.
Facts.
And some people had an idea, but not really. So that's when I put together In My Shoes, and I was like, I got a lot of sneakers, and I feel like people
Yep.
don't know what it's like to be in my shoes. So
Bro.
it's a little double entendre right there.
Okay, that's
Um,
dope. I was gonna say
yeah,
that because I see what you got, like the 13s in there. You got the
yeah,
fours, and
yeah. And then I
what,
had the
12s,
boost, yeah,
the
and then I
boots, the
had the
boots.
Yeezys, yeah, because I was
Facts.
like the only person at the time too wearing the 750s. Nobody else really liked the 750s, so I was like, I'm gonna put those on there. I'm gonna
Those
put the
is
Jordans
hard.
on there, yeah. So
They
but
leaning
it was
on
hard to
those.
get, yeah,
Oh, facts. Yeah.
yeah,
Definitely. Those was definitely hard to get. So the
yeah.
In My Shoes concept that's dope how you put that together, right?
Hmm.
I'm a sneakerhead too. I've been a sneakerhead, still a sneakerhead. So,
Right,
I definitely understand that concept of it, which is dope.
right,
Uh, but then In My Shoes, like walking in my shoes, the
exactly,
double entendre of not the physical shoe, but me
yeah,
and
exactly,
in those shoes.
exactly.
So this was a growth period where you was obviously trying to find yourself,
Hmm.
as an artist, right?
Hmm.
Is probably one of the important pieces, right?
Yeah, and I'm
Um,
still doing
but
it to this day.
yeah, facts, bro. You
Yeah.
growing every day. You growing every
Hmm.
second. So like, to ask me this. So, like before you got straight into this, before
Hmm.
before the In My Shoes, were you working on your craft beforehand, as far as like writing and what were you doing outside of, like,
Man,
was there any
so I
preparation or you
was
just jumped into it? Like,
I mean, I was trying, but being a freshman in college is like it's a whole other experience.
man,
Especially yeah, especially at
yeah,
Penn State. Like
right.
it was for me, it was just jumping into a whole new world. Like there's a lot more people that don't look like me that I'm surrounded
Yeah,
by.
yeah.
My mom's like and my dad, like they was making sure I was like kind of protected in during my upbringing, and so I didn't get to see and go
Mm.
around and do a whole bunch of stuff that everybody else did. So when I first got to school, I was just like, whoa, like what is this? Like this is crazy.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
man.
saying? But and I was focused on basketball. I was trying to make the basketball team. So I was just
Okay.
going to play basketball every day, working for
Yeah.
tryouts. And then once the tryouts came and that's a whole other story of how that whole thing went.
Yeah.
But you know, I couldn't take the opportunity that year. So then
Mm-hmm.
I was like, let me just get back in my music. And we was writing, but my head just wasn't
Mm-hmm.
there because there was
Yeah.
so much other stuff going on.
Too much going on.
Yeah,
Distraction.
exactly. Distractions, money, and in school, I'm like, I want to get out of here in 4 years. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Everybody don't make it in 4 years. But I'm like, I want to get out of here in four
So
years.
you had to
So
focus up. You had to
yes, I
focus
had to
up.
focus up. And then once I got a handle on my schedule and how I can move, then I was like, all right, now I can start putting more time in the music. So that's when I just writing. And then every time we had like a break or a spring break or something, I
Yeah.
booked studio time and I just tried to record the whole tape during my
Okay.
like spring break. So usually it'd be like
Okay.
a day or two. I just
Let's talk
recorded it
about
and
that a
boom.
little bit. This being your first project, obviously,
Mm-hmm.
you learning a lot, you getting involved with, new people, producers,
Mm-hmm.
and so on. It's always interesting, and I always want to know, and I think it's very important that, as a consumer and like being a supporter, I think a lot of people get away from, asking what's that process like? You know what
Okay.
I'm saying? Like when you
Yeah.
record, like, I mean, you going straight in the booth. Is it like, okay, you hear a beat, I'm a freestyle on it, or you hear a beat, I'm gonna sit down and write. I'm bringing in material. Like,
All
what's
right.
what's
Yeah.
your
So my
process
process,
at
because
this
you know,
at this point,
oh, at this point,
at this
all
point?
right. At this point, I don't know because I'm still trying to figure out. It's still basically the same, but I don't know
No,
because
no,
now I'm
sorry,
trying to
sorry,
be
sorry,
more
sorry.
conceptual.
No, no, my bad. At the point of in my shoe.
2016. All right,
Yeah.
my bad. All right.
No,
Yeah.
you
So
good.
at that point, yeah.
We working on the growth. We working on the growth. We got to be
Right,
trying
right,
to
right.
understand the growth.
All
Yes.
right. So at that point, it was like obviously finances. So getting studio time is expensive.
Yeah.
But my one homie from high school, his cousin was getting into like the whole mixing and engineering process. So he
Okay.
plugged us with them. So he was doing like $40 an hour. So I'm like, all right,
Okay.
that's fine. So I would just write. I would just find beats on YouTube, type
Okay.
beats, find them. If I like it, I write to it. Once I
Hmm.
had like a set amount of songs that I felt was good, then that's when I'll be able to book it. But when I'm writing, it's just more like whatever comes to my mind. So I'll play the beat and I kind of freestyle. Like I can come up with flows, but it's just putting words in there. So I'll like
Yeah.
freestyle whatever line comes to me, and then I'll write it down. And then sometimes then
Mm-hmm.
I'll stop the beat, and then if I can roll with that rhyme scheme or whatever's just flowing out on the pen, then I'll do
Mm-hmm.
that. And sometimes like it'd be like it might be off beat and stuff like that,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I'll play the beat and whatever I wrote, I'll find the pocket to fit it in, to find the
Got it.
pocket for the words to put it in.
That's funny
So
that you say that, bro. Because I notice a lot of artists like, because I be digging deep, bro. I be
mhm,
trying to figure out the processes and like, and I
mhm,
notice a lot of artists. That's how they do. They get a cadence almost, or they like find the melody or whatever, and then they don't even got to say nothing. They can just mumble. They could just mumble like a cadence.
right,
But then find the beat, create
mhm.
that melody, and then that's when you push in the lyrics.
Yeah, exactly. So
Man, okay.
yeah, but I gotta do it to a beat so I know like what
Yeah,
I want to talk about because
got you.
whatever emotion the beat is giving me, that's how I the direction
Facts.
I'll take the verse
So
in.
so if so but pre-studio, when you
Hmm.
going through and you cycling through the beats and you find a beat that you like and then you rap on it, when you
Hmm.
actually go to the studio, are you prepping the producers for this piece, or like when you get there you're like, okay, this is what I'm looking for?
No, so I pretty much just tell them like I got these beats. They upload all the beats,
Hmm.
get the BPM on it, and then I'm
Hmm.
like I'm gonna just go in and just record it,
On
and then
on those
we could
beats.
yeah, and then we could figure out all the little like intricacies afterwards. But let me
Okay.
just record. Let me get my
Got you.
delivery off first.
Got you. So
Um,
that's the in my shoes process.
yeah,
Cool.
just go in there
Okay.
and just
Okay.
boom.
Hey, sounds about right to me, bro. Sounds
Yeah.
about right to me. So we gonna go straight into it. First quarter,
Hmm.
2017, about a year later.
Yeah.
Uh,
Like a
you
year.
know,
Yeah, like a year.
year and some change.
Yeah, like a year and a half.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in this one, uh,
A lot
girls,
longer.
you got
Yeah.
girls, you got pull up in there. Pull up is
Yeah.
actually, I don't know if you know it or not, but it's the top track on iTunes.
I don't know why, but I know why, but I don't think it should be. But that's yeah,
It, it's all based on like play. Like
yeah,
if you
exactly.
if
That
you
was the
just
first one
run
I
over,
pushed.
yeah, and if you run
Yeah.
over the track, it's the
Mhm.
analytics on it will put it that way.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh, it's a dope track. I like it.
Mm,
I like the concept of it.
mhm.
You was definitely in your bag on that one. They do a whole lot of pulling up in LA, so like I definitely understood what you She
Yeah,
was
yeah,
insinuating on that one. So,
yeah, yeah.
so yeah, talk to me a little bit about first quarters. Obviously, the intro track, you set the tone with that one,
Mm-hmm.
fire.
Thank you.
So where were you at this point in your life, and
So first
what
quarter.
changed? What changed, and what was the biggest growth kind of experience?
Um,
I guess.
so I think the biggest growth between In My Shoes and first quarter is in-person experience. So at
Mm.
this point, In My Shoes got me to perform like maybe like four different events at Penn State. So I did like a Black Men on the Rise, and I did like
Dope.
the Ashe Awards, like the BET Awards at Penn State.
That's dope.
And then I did, yeah, and then I did. I think that one also got me to open up for PNB Rock when
Oh,
the Cappers brought him up there. So I didn't
what?
have, yeah,
Hey,
exactly. Yeah, so I was like, oh, they showing
Shout
love,
out to
right,
PNB. We're gonna
right.
get into that.
Right. So I was like, all right, cool. Like I'm getting these experiences. Like I'm getting more comfortable with just being on the stage. Like I'm always nervous before I go up there, but when I'm up there, I'm good. And I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, I see what works. I know what I like. So let me just
Hmm.
kind of just go in and just make a project that like this gonna put me on. Like that was my mindset. Like this
Yeah.
project gonna put me on. Like now
Yes.
I done did everything that I need to do.
Hmm.
And then that summer I actually had an internship in New York, actually.
Okay.
So stayed
What
in
was it?
Staten Island. It was supposed to be for this production company. Like
Okay.
they supposed to be like helping artists get to a point where they're supposed to be on. It was actually ran by one of the hitmen, I think, or he was like a protege of the hitman or something like that.
The
Um,
Hitman who? Hitman.
with Bad Boys.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. Bad Boys.
yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
yeah. So
Okay.
he came up to my school talking about just different music work. It's a music
Hmm.
workshop. And his manager, and they said, you know, we doing internships. So if you guys want to reach out to us, like let us know. So I went through that process.
Hmm.
Um, it didn't turn out to be exactly what I wanted it to be, but being in New
Hmm.
York that summer was just a learning experience. Just
Yeah.
being out on my own,
Facts.
just trying
Yeah.
to, just trying to macho up.
Yeah,
So,
it's put you in a different vibe too. You know what I'm saying? A different
exactly.
setting. And then I also think it was important that you stayed in your lane as far as what you was doing. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Like you took on an internship that would be in reflection to what you doing
Yeah.
musically, which I mean that's pretty dope too. So you
Yeah.
did the internship. It didn't really go as planned,
Hmm.
right?
But
Um,
but what it did get me was a connection to a studio.
oh,
So the production
okay,
manager, his brother, he put me in connection with him, and then I was able to record my whole first quarter in like
okay,
3 days at his studio. So
dope,
that
dope.
actually, yeah, so like that was like the best thing that came out of it, and he was real like willing to work with me through the whole process. And I had
Okay,
recorded like 8 songs, like maybe like 6 months after first quarter. Didn't really like them though, but I kept them on the project. Then after that, during that summer, I recorded another 8. Well, I wrote another 8, and
okay.
then at the end of the summer, I put it all together, and I was like, all right, now I got a string of things that I could roll out before at the end by the end of 2017.
So you
So
had because so you got 15 tracks on this one. So you already
yeah,
had about
15.
half of it done in New York,
Yeah, yeah.
and then you went back and you was kind of,
Well,
setting,
I had
trying to
half
set
of
the
it
vibe for
done.
the other half.
Well, I had half of it done by the end of my junior year. Half of it
Okay.
done by like no, not even, yeah, half of it done by the end of my junior year, and by the end of the
Yep.
summer going into my senior year, I had the other half of
Okay.
it done. Yeah,
Got you. Got
yeah,
you.
yeah.
Got you. So, what would you say was your biggest growth or growth experience, or just real quick? You don't got to like
Hmm.
go into detail, but from In My Shoes, the first quarter, as a
Um,
person, as an artist, what was the biggest uh growth period for your or
growth moment. Well, obviously, I mean, they had the performances, which made me more comfortable again,
okay,
like just in my shoes, like
got you.
understanding like, all right, this is like who I am, just
Mm-hmm.
naturally coming into like how I'm carrying myself,
Yep.
getting more comfortable just around like just people, like being able to have these conversations, just like candid conversations, or people
Yep.
coming up to me now, they know who I am, and I'm like,
Facts.
oh, like where, like okay,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
now at this point I'm a junior, so you got freshmen coming in, they see me, so then they coming in, they asking me for advice on how to do certain
Ah,
things, and I'm like,
okay.
okay, so this is different. I'm not the young boy no more. Like
Yeah,
now,
you
I
become a
gotta
mentor.
exactly. So that's another, yeah. So
You're an
now I
old
get my
head now. You're an
mentor.
old
Yeah,
head now.
hey, you can't go that far.
Old
So
head.
yeah, first time somebody called me OG, I was like, what? I'm like, I'm only 22. Like what? I
Hey,
was like,
chill,
yeah,
chill, chill. So
yeah.
that's what I was looking for right there. So
Hmm.
so finding a comfort,
Mm-hmm.
kind of understanding your understanding that things is changing,
Right.
kind of providing that mentorship.
Yeah, exactly. Because
It's
now I
dope.
just
It means
understand
you're
I'm
doing
getting
something,
older.
and you're doing
Yeah.
something right too. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Same time. So like, I mean, anybody that you seek out for help or seek out for guidance or whatever, that person 9 times out of 10 is doing something right. So yeah, that's what I
Right.
was looking for right there. Cool. All right. Hey, we off to the next one.
All
So we
right.
on gold. We on gold, baby. All
Gold,
gold.
gold life.
Gold.
Yeah.
Everything, boy. Dayton
Yeah.
Rams, everything gold.
Yeah.
I see you out here. I see what you
Yeah.
you rocking. What's them joints? The ones? Which ones? Those are
Yeah,
the
they
what's the
top
name?
three, top threes.
Top three. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I love
I
them
was
sneakers.
supposed to get some of those. I forgot all about them. I be
Hmm.
getting caught up in the hype beast vibe, bro. I be like,
Yeah,
so
you can't,
coming
bro.
out. I'm on the Air Max wave right now, though.
Yeah, they popping, and then I like they keep redesigning the shoe too. Like it's real
All
dope.
right.
They really like,
The whole
yeah,
275 and like the max, the max twos, like yeah, they doing a whole
yeah.
lot, bro. I'm staying on the air, and they comfortable too.
That's the best part about them. The best
Yeah,
part about them.
facts.
Hmm.
And they go with anything.
Right.
All right, okay.
So
So this
gold,
is senior year. This senior year, or
gold.
this after senior year.
This is after senior year, so this is
Okay.
I think
So let's go back then.
2019. I'm a year out. Yeah,
Okay, let's go back real quick. So let's
hmm
go back. Hold on. So
2017.
first quarter's done. End
Yeah,
of junior year,
right.
senior year. What are you doing musically that whole time? Real quick, like I mean,
Real
obviously.
quick, I'm just performing and pushing first quarter. Like in my head, I'm thinking first quarter is about to get me on. It's my senior year. Everybody know I rap.
Let's
Like
go.
I know half of the population is listening to what I'm putting out there. Like
So
all of that.
you on a local radio?
Yeah, so yeah, I did an interview at the a local station. Because a few like they was really trying to do this media thing. I think a couple of them out in LA now trying to
Yeah.
do their whole thing. So they was doing the radio thing. They knew that
Yep.
this is what I was doing. So I done did like 3 interviews for like the radio station. I
Okay.
think it was a podcast. Uh, Someone did like a little talk show thing that they was doing for a project. So they did
Okay.
that and put that on their thing. I was like the topic of like 4 different people's projects too. So I'm like,
Mm.
I'm doing everything. I'm performing. So
Yep.
I think I opened up for Kyle at that point too, at like
Okay.
one of our big festivals.
So you was
Um,
busy. You was
so
working.
yeah, I was busy my whole senior year just
Yeah.
pushing the music. So I'm thinking
Mm-hmm.
this is it.
Yep.
And then I graduate and it didn't happen. So I was just frustrated, kind of like
Mm.
I don't know what this music is supposed to be taking me. I'm back home.
Yeah.
Parents like, well, what you gonna do? Like you got to get a job. And I'm like, I don't want to get a job, but I got to get a job because these
So
student
did
loans about to come knocking. Hmm.
yeah. So at this point, did things slow down?
Everything slowed down.
Like shows,
Yeah. So
radio, no
yeah.
more
So like
news. Like nobody
yeah,
cared more. Like it. Like
that's what it felt like.
okay.
Yeah,
So
so I'm done with school, and it's like all the work I put in was at school. It wasn't in Philadelphia. It wasn't
yeah.
in Pittsburgh. It wasn't, you know what I'm saying? Some people took it back with them, and like I would
Mm,
see that in my streams. Like it wouldn't just be State College. It would be like New York or like basically where everybody was from, but
mm-hmm.
it wasn't enough to, be something tangible back home.
Yep. Yep.
So I was just like, well, what am I doing wrong? Like I thought everything was going on. So I just had
Mm-hmm.
to take a step back from music. And then,
Yep.
real life started knocking and it's like, you gotta start paying some bills, you gotta start doing
Yep.
something.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I need a car, like everything. So
So
that's yeah. Yeah,
I
so
need a
that
bed. I
yeah,
need some
exactly.
wheels in
Yeah,
my shoes. I got to get out of these shoes. I need
exactly.
some wheels.
Yeah, I need some wheels
Facts.
now.
Facts.
um
Okay.
mhm.
So then, you go through this little real life experience, like everybody
Mhm.
does once they're done with school, and
Yeah,
everything starts hitting you full speed.
yeah.
So I'm assuming at this point you've already built like this platform, right? And you've already built like this, kind of this passion towards the music, right?
Mhm.
And to be the whole year go by and then things just kind of hit a halt, you're like, damn, like what's next, right?
Mhm.
How am I gonna get this cash flow? Like, what am I going? So I'm assuming it brought you right back to the music, you
Pretty
know.
much. So yeah, I mean, I was frustrated. I did like a few performances in Philly, but I was like, I'm just frustrated. So it was just before I even got back to the music, it just got back to myself. Like, all right, like who am I outside of RiZ doing music? Like, who's Ronald?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then I was like, I don't know. So I started working. I started doing sales, and I was like,
it's not for me.
Yeah,
It's
it's a
9
tough
to
field.
5. It's
It's a
9 to
tough
5.
field.
Trust me, I've been there.
Yeah, but it helped. I was like doing a little bit of traveling with the job. I was like, you know, I was becoming like, I guess, a man in the traditional sense. So it was like, okay, I know I don't like this, but I understand this is how people think. When you pitching people, you talking to them, trying to figure out what they like, what they react to, stuff like that. I'm like, okay, cool. So this is what I need to do in my next project. Put together. First quarter was real long, so I need to put together like 7 songs that just define who I am and who I could ship to. If it's like an EPK or something, who I could ship it to, get it out, and it's like, all right, this is RiZ. This is what I like about him. This is Icon by 25. Whatever I'm branding, that's what all of this is. So then that's how we came upon Gold. And with Gold, I was like, I'm going to do a local showcase as well, where I get local artists, some that I know, some that I don't know. You see me?
Oh no, my bad. I actually had to hit the mute button. Go ahead, my bad.
Oh, my bad. So I said, my bad. So with the release of Gold, I was doing a showcase too, a local showcase for artists, because there's not too many places in Philly that, like, for hip hop, that you can perform with a stage, a DJ, and it look real presentable. So I'm like, I'm gonna do this. So that way, it's something for the community. It's also something to promote myself, and it's just a way to kind of like, you know, just give back, which ties all back into my theme. It's not just about flexing and flashing, but you know, being inspirational, motivating the people around you.
Yes, sir.
And then I was like, what's something that's like priceless like that? And I was like, Gold.
Gold. Hey, you hear it right off the jump. The memo from what's his name? Mikhail. Yeah, that was fire.
Yeah,
that was fire. I was like, hold on, I gotta run this one back.
Yeah, man. I'm like, I hope people don't skip the intro. Yeah.
I was like, I gotta process this. This is fire. Then you go straight into the Gold Lights, the stats joint, bro. You was in your bag on that one.
Yeah, I like that one. A little bounce to it.
Yeah, a little bounce. You know what I'm saying? I see you in the videos too, bro. We're gonna talk a little bit about the production too in a minute. But yeah, man. So that's dope, man. And right now, this is what, last year. So when did you drop this officially?
It was like June 25th, I think, 2019.
So what have you been doing? What have you been doing to push this project? And like,
what happened after that? I was supposed to like release videos, and like I had a whole like set of ideas, but I lost my job. So everything stopped. And then like the CEO of that company, he was like, you know, like, yo, I'm gonna help you out. I'm gonna do what I gotta do. But once I lost the job, all of that kind of stopped. So now it's like, I got to figure out how I'm gonna be able to pay this car note, pay this the loans, and it's just everything. And then like just enjoying life. Like I stopped enjoying life because I was so focused on making ends meet. And it's like my parents were there; they was helping me and everything like that. But you know, my pride is like, I don't want to let them know I'm struggling too much. Like
that's just how it is, man.
Yeah,
you don't want to put that. You don't want to put that burden on them.
Right. So everything stopped again. So it was the second time everything just kind of stopped because I'm like, real life is knocking back at the door. And, you know, it started messing with my creativity. Like when I don't like always writing from an angry place because then I feel like I start forcing my words onto the paper. Like everything just don't come out right. So I'm just like, let me just get my life together. And
so when you record like that, you like to be level headed?
Yeah, I like to be level headed. Like, really, I'm usually sober. Like, I don't really do too much in there. Like, I really like to be focused and locked in. Because then, my other thing, too, is just I want to spend more time in the studio to really figure out, you know, what I can do with my voice, getting more control over it and things like that.
And when you're not all the way there, it's like, is that really me? And then stuff starts becoming a dependent, bro.
Exactly. And I'm like, I could probably come up with some super cool stuff, but am I ever gonna be able to tap back into it?
No, without being dependent on something, man. And right now the rap industry it's a sad place right now because of that.
It's leaning.
You know what I'm saying?
Get it?
It's leaning. It's leaning. It's popping one of them things. Like it's just like, bro. It's like, okay, I get the creative expansion on it and like, you know, what you come up with during them times, but it's like it's not one, it's not healthy for you. And two, becoming dependent on something like that, it could cost somebody's life. You know what I'm saying? So like, some of
real
my favorite
consequences
artists,
behind it.
man, some of my favorite artists, that's how they operate. But I mean, every man,
everybody different. So I don't knock it, but
I
just
appreciate
protect
that.
yourself.
Yeah, facts. So, okay, keep it authentic, bro.
Mm-hmm.
If people like me appreciate that, bro.
That's dope. Yeah,
The
I'm
real,
like some people out there going,
the real ones appreciate it, bro.
yeah.
Stay
Go ahead.
consistent, bro. Especially with this music thing, bro. Like once you got something here, bro, and I'm not gonna cap on it. Like you got something here, and at the end of the day, consistency is just gonna reflect everything after this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's
So,
my next step too, is being
so yeah,
consistent.
let's talk about the next step, bro.
hmm So yeah, my next step right now, actually how Iman found out about me, he saw one of my
Yeah.
freestyles. So my thing now is just being consistent with content. So if I can't shoot a video, I'm gonna give them something. So
Oh
it's all
yeah.
these songs out here that people like. I'm gonna just put my RiZ spin on it. So I'm just freestyling on anything that I like and
Do that.
just keep putting it up
Do
until
that.
I get to the point where I'm back in the studio recording a set amount of songs and I can actually put videos behind it because now everything's so visual. People want to see
Absolutely.
the video, and then me too. Like I'll hear somebody's song, but then I'll see the video, and I'm like, now the song sound better because of the video. So it's like,
Let's get into that because that's actually what I wanted to get into a little bit, man. Is the production. So I saw a couple joints on there that you got a YouTube page and everything.
Yeah.
Put it in me, hold up, how you know you tripping? Know you see me dripping, think I'm different, so you stripping, spent the night, now you limping. When you gifted, life is different how you got the vision. Be the man on a mission with emissions from the grill that'll blow the fucking engine. Ayy, we talking gold, you getting bold, ayy. Bunnies be bugging, asking for some carrots, let them spit and I thought I'm off. What you call it, silly rabbit? Give me 6 in the zone like a touchdown, tryna flood the roller, you protect, pull buzz down. I know she don't love me, she just wanna be the guest now. Women treat me different when the diamonds round my neck. Wow, give me 6 in the zone like a touchdown, tryna flood the ruler, you protect, pull buzz down. I know she don't love me, she just wanna be the guest now. Women treat me different when the diamonds round my neck. Wow, diamonds round my neck. Ayy, 2 twins we can set. Ayy, sweet life on deck.
Check out his videos real quick. I was like, okay, and then I saw you did like a live
I see that you agree that she my biggest fan. Got to drop into her knees, got the power in my hands. When I clap, she shake them cheeks. I'm the shit, I ain't hitting legs. I just hit your bitch in the 6 or a foreign whip. That's just how I live, getting it in. Watch I flip the switch, stacking up this bread. Niggas wanna give me hit. Brody ride with the stick, and I got a lot to live for. I ain't going down, we been broke, seeing piss poor. I ain't slowing down, you a devil with the pitchfork. Can't touch my crown, throw it up on the backboard. I'm shaking that shit down. Nigga one with the crown at the top of the mound. Stick you all like bloodhounds, only realest I'm around. Pop show me all the clowns, so I never run around. Stay 10 toes down, on my jock is going down, nigga. Bounce like this, rock like this. This is what it is, like you're laying in.
Kind of full of energy. You want it to be creative. You want it to kind of reflect who you are and what your brand is and kind of what you stand for. So, kind of through the process of that, man, and song selection, right? Which one you're gonna push, visuals, like what's that creative process like?
Honestly, I feel like I haven't even gotten a chance to really explore that field because I haven't done enough videos to know what what I really want my videos to look like. So I'm really just trying to figure that out. But I know at least when the camera's on me, I can be my best self, which is just having fun, dancing. I don't have no choreography, but at one point I'm thinking about putting some choreography in there. Yeah, just anything that just says like, yo, like, if you around me, like this is what you're gonna experience.
It's a vibe.
Exactly. So like, give me 6. Like that's a fun track. Obviously, you turning up. You got the beat. You got the homies in the background doing their thing. They my security guards.
Yeah.
They could do that.
And chill. You got a whole video, bro. You ain't moved nowhere. Watch some of these. Like, come on, bro.
Yeah, or they just jump up and down. But
like, show these people saying that it's more. It's more than just being from the streets, bro. Like,
exactly. And then one of my major influences too is Chris Brown. So like he always dancing. So me, I'm just growing up watching him. I'm just a dancing too. So
that running came out. Everybody thought they was. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, that dude definitely, man. I definitely appreciate him, and he ain't somebody that I would be opposed to following, bro. Because that man is He
Creative talent, man.
putting up Michael Jackson numbers, bro.
Yeah, 10 years straight. Like
10 years straight, bro. So that's
yeah.
okay. Let's talk about inspiration. So you got CB. I noticed
Uh
I noticed the Jay-Z off the track. What is it? Need?
yeah.
Had the
Which one you
song
talking
cry
about?
vibe on it.
Which one you talking about? Oh
That's off
I know. Yeah. With the voice sample in there. Yeah, I got you.
was
Yeah.
that the song cry vibe?
That
Like
was
you
that
need
wasn't that, but it was something similar, you know what I'm saying? But
some
he's definitely he's always like throughout my music. I
caught
didn't
that.
even realize it
I caught
when
that.
somebody pointed it out. Yeah, somebody pointed it out to me, and I was like, he's definitely one of my influences. So he's got Chris, Jay, Pac, and Allen Iverson's also one of my big influences. That's
Absolutely.
outside of music, just for life.
That man is
I
great.
got 2 posters of them up there.
Yeah.
And then literally just you could just throw West Coast like as a whole just in there too. So that's like really what.
So how'd that West Coast inspiration? I mean, obviously, you know, for me, anybody from the East Coast, they're really like, it's always been like East Coast, West Coast, even Pac and Biggie. And it's just like, bro, like we got to break that barrier, right?
Real rap.
So
it's good stuff from both.
Bruh, like I'm from LA, bro. I mean, West Coast is like to the end, you know what I'm saying? But I appreciate everybody from the East, from the ASAP Rockies to the Dave East to the everybody on the East, bro. And it's just like, bro, like what took you like to take that jump and that leap to, you know, to be from somewhere like Philly and to create sound that kind of has that West Coast vibe? Like what were you just like, I'm just gonna do it?
What I like. Yeah, I think it's just what I like. Like at the time too. I think part of it was like Mustard, like he was killing the radio.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, every beat he produced, like I like. And then I started peeping. A lot of his beats was like in that pocket where he's like you turning up, but then he started producing for other people. And I'm like, he's just a dope producer. So I was digging his sound that whole wave. I think at the time too. Oh, Chris was like real into like the whole LA vibe. So I was like watching him, and I'm like, it's some dope stuff over there. And then I didn't realize how much I liked obviously Tupac. I tapped into Doggy Style. I think I've been following YG. Like I was big on YG. And then that's how I found out about Nipsey too through YG. So I was like, I like all these guys. Like they're tough. But it wasn't even so much of like the lyrical miracle like how it is on the East Coast where you gotta punchlines, rap, boom, 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 boom. But it's just a vibe. Like they get the music give you a feeling over there. It's like it's different.
Bro, so. you preaching to the choir, bro.
So that's what I'm like. So I'm like, if I could combine those two, give you like some of that boom bap of the East Coast, but then give you the vibe of the West Coast, that sound like a recipe for gold to me.
Bro, say it again. You said a recipe for gold. Hold on. Subs.
Got to.
Okay, I hear you, bro. That's dope too. We're gonna going back on the versatility part of it, bro, and being able to touch different audiences and touch different people, bro. I feel like that's key, bro. Because not everybody wants to hear the, you know what I mean? And not everybody wants the boom paps. Bro, bad lanes, bro. And the second I feel like you realize that and understand that, bro, the sky is the limit, bro.
Right.
It's like when people sleep out here, bro, you got to wake them up. You got to wake them up.
There's 300 million people in America, 7 billion in the world.
300 million people in just America.
Just America. So all of them ain't listening to what's on the radio.
No, they are not. So you gotta figure out a way to get creative, man, and push your sound and push what
so that's what I'm figuring out. So definitely going to hit them with the different visuals and starting investing in myself more too. So instead of like kind of running through the studio, like spending a day or two in there trying to get all my vocals in and then trying to do all the mixing, spend more time on just the creative process, like even like down the words, down to these lines, like with the last freestyle I put out, I think I did To Leave Him Alone, like I had to do like 70 takes of that verse just because I'm like, it's not coming out the way I want it to sound, like something's off. And then having the time to go back and digest it and then go back and just fix my cadence here. It made it way better. And I didn't even expect the reaction that I got from it because I'm like, it's dope, but I didn't think it was that dope. But I'm like, that little bit of time I spent working on it just made it that much better. So I'm like, I need to do that in the studio. So it's reflecting the music. But
I was gonna say, are you doing anything from like a melody or like a maybe like I know you did a little bit of auto tune on the first quarter. Are you kind of stepping outside the realm and trying different things out creatively? Are you know
Yeah,
what I mean,
pretty
doing things
much.
like
Like,
that too?
yeah, because I don't want to chase the auto tune sound, but if it
Mhm.
sounds like it can enhance whatever comes into my head, then I'll use it that way. Because even on like girls, like there's a little bit of
Yeah,
auto tune in that hook, but it's
yeah,
mostly like me, and it's like if I'm not being scared, to
yeah,
lend my voice, then I
yeah.
can I can come up with something catchy. Because people, especially females,
Mhm.
they love that song.
They
So it's
love it,
like,
bro.
yeah, so like it's been up there for both versions, because you got the album
Hmm.
version, you got the single version. Both versions been like on top of my Apple and Spotify for like a long time. So I'm
And
like,
which one was that again?
that was girls on for first
Girl. Yeah,
quarter.
yeah, yeah. That
And
was
I'm
fire.
like, if I can write, I'm like, if I can keep tapping into just what
Yeah.
natural melodies coming to my head, and then have
Hmm.
the time, spend the time in the studio to execute it, then it could be dope. And then putting it into the visual, so being more
Yeah.
thoughtful with my visual too, and using
Uh,
other people. Like, don't just, I'm real like
yeah.
all on me, all on me, all on me.
Yeah.
Like, just using other
Yeah.
people's opinions, the people that I trust around me, like
What about
using their opinions.
collaborations?
And
What
that
about
too, my
like
dad been
features?
telling me, my dad been telling me for a long time. He like,
Yeah.
get on other people's track and take it, like kill them on their own track. That's how my dad is. So I'm like, I
Lil
don't want to
Wayne
work with
did
other
it.
people, right? I'm like, I don't work with
And
other
that,
people.
bro,
Be like, yeah,
it don't even like he meant like kill it, like kill the feature or
yeah, yeah, kill
kill.
the feature. No,
Okay.
no, no, kill the feature.
Hop on that joint and hit him.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly. And I'm like,
okay.
you know what? You're right. Like, just whoever want to work, like, just get on it and just,
Yeah.
because they gotta somebody listen to the music. So
So
if they hear you on their song, that's another fan.
you did you have people in the past reaching out and you kind of put it on hold type thing
Yeah,
or?
yeah.
Mm.
So people was definitely like, yo, bro, I'm trying to work, and I'm like, I listen to their song, and I'm like, hey,
Mm.
keep working, bro. Like, we could
Bro, you
figure
got
out something.
be
But
honest
I'm
with them.
like,
Yeah, I
but
feel like
like,
honest too.
I can
You know what I'm saying?
also like, all right, let's work, and then when we get in the studio, I can kind of be like, hey, well, why don't you do this? Or, maybe I can learn something from them because they doing
Yeah,
something
yeah.
I'm not doing.
So
Like, just
you
being
want
more open minded.
you want a more hands-on experience instead of like let me send you this track and hop on it. You want like the
Yeah, I'm not. We're
studio
not
vibe.
sending verses because ain't nobody getting paid for these verses. So if we gonna put something out, it gotta be good.
Make it
You know what I'm saying?
from scratch, top to
Yeah,
bottom.
exactly.
Yeah,
So
bro.
so yeah, definitely collaborating more, featuring more,
Mm.
and just extending that network, like
Yes, sir.
whatever.
You got a team? You got a manager?
No, I don't have anyone that's like formal. Like, I got
Yeah.
people that's around me, but I feel like it's hard when like the money not guaranteed to tell somebody
Mm.
to like stop what they doing and come over
They gotta
here and like
believe it.
fully
They gotta
invest.
believe it.
Right. And then it's just finding those right people too. Cause
Mm.
I had numerous people like come in and out, tell me come
Yep.
in, promise me these things,
Mm-hmm.
show some effort, and then it just die off. And then so
Man.
I'm like, that's why I kind of took that whole like independent approach. Like, I'm doing everything myself. I'm going to start learning how to mix. I'm finding my own
Mm.
shows. I'm emailing all these people, like just
Speak
using
on
all
that.
my mental
Speak.
resources to put
Yep.
it together. Even with putting together like a show, like that joint was hard, but like
Mm-hmm.
something I really wanted to do. I'm like, if I had a team, it would have been easier, but it's
Yep.
still, if there's a will, there's a way. So
That's real. That's real. Yeah, man. Well, hey, what would you say to the listeners and somebody that's, coming up in the game, don't really got anything out right now, and focus on like the independent route? What are some key takes that you would say to focus
I
on an
mean,
independent side, like
first thing,
learning the
everybody
game?
always say, focus on your craft. So obviously, do that. Like, really understand what you want your cadences to sound like, your
Yeah.
songs, your sounds, like all of that. But when it comes to like music marketing and
Mm.
understanding what your brand is, like you can't just be putting out music and not understand who you selling it to and understanding
Yep.
who you are as an artist. Because like people want to know, like, well, when they think of Megan Thee Stallion, what's the first thing they think of? Okay, what's the thing? Hot girl, whatever, stuff like that. You got Roddy
Progress.
Rich,
Progress.
right? Roddy Rich, like, what's his thing? Like, okay, he's from
Yeah.
LA, he got the Atlanta vibe, but
Hmm.
I don't know what his thing is, but I know it's something because I like his
It's
music too. Like, yeah,
yeah.
like A Boogie, High Bridge, like PNB.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, like people got these things. You got to start coming up with your trademarks and your branding. You start figuring out how you can market yourself, and then once you figure that out, then it's just a
Mhm.
matter of just expanding your resources. So, you want to understand if you want to get into contracts, understand how to read contracts, like just doing your homework on everything, because it's not
Yeah.
just music, it's a business, and like
Yeah.
I don't know, it's just I don't know because I'm not completely there yet, but that's all
Yeah,
I can
but you're
say as
working
far
on
as
it. No,
now.
no, 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 no.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Right where
yeah.
you at, bro. That was perfect, bro. That's exact.
Mhm.
You answered my question. Real
Yeah.
quick though, you mentioned what did you mention? You mentioned kind of like taglines and like creative
Hmm.
like ways to kind of like brand out. Like you mentioned PNB Rock and how he does the little oh yeah joint,
Hmm.
right? And you know, Roddy Ricch, obviously the box joint. I mean,
Hmm.
that's a whole nother thing how he put that in there. But
Right. Music is
when you
good.
put yeah, when you put together sound and you put together your projects, do you think about creative ways to like to intertwine things like that into your sound that kind of stand out? Do you focus on
I'm
that ever?
getting there. I'm getting there. My whole
So
thing
that's
is
tough to
just I
do.
be
That's
yeah,
tough to do.
yeah, like that stuff is like what's the next intricate because I
Yeah,
don't spend enough
yeah,
time in the studio. Like
yeah.
that's where a lot of my problems. I gotta start investing more time in the studio. I just
We got
go in
we got to
thinking I'm
get
a
you a
rap.
studio.
Yeah,
We got
exactly. Yeah,
to
do
get
that
you
too.
a studio.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
got one
yeah.
here. If you ever come out to AZ, bro, I got you.
For sure. I should be coming out that way.
Yeah.
Hopefully when all this is done, I should be coming out this way. I can't speak on it, but I should be going
Man,
out that way.
I'll get if you ever
So
come to AZ, bro, hit me up. I'll set you up. I know some people. I'll get you in the studio easy.
hey, yeah, for sure.
Yes, sir. I
And
got
then too, just finding the right engineer, like somebody that really cares.
yeah,
Not
bro.
just about trip music, but about hip hop in general. So
Bro, creating that team is tough, man. Because at
yeah,
the end of the day, you want your team to be family,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
And you got your family. Family was day one, right?
yeah,
Start to finish. So it's like you got people coming in and out. It's tough, man. And
exactly.
you'll get it, man. And I feel like that independent look on it is for me, it's much respected. Much respected. Like to
Appreciate it.
do all your homework and to dig deep and like to really understand the game. Once you get to the point where you do build that team, you're gonna know
Hmm.
exactly what you're looking for.
Right,
You know what I'm
right.
saying? It's like you're not gonna beat around the bush on this. Like like I've been there and done it. You're gonna have that been there and done it type vibe. So
Yeah, exactly.
keep to it, bro. Keep to it, man. And I
Appreciate it.
and like I said, bro, you got something going on, bro. Stay
Appreciate
consistent with it.
it.
We're gonna jump into something real quick though. We're gonna
Okay.
jump into something real quick. We're gonna speed it up, sound
All right.
off. I
Okay.
got this little joint I put together for you. So what I did was, bro, is I pretty much put together, you know, being from Philly, right?
Hmm.
Obviously you well in tune with the Philly artists, right?
Of course.
So
Yeah.
so we gonna jump into it. Sound off. I'm gonna throw out a name. I'm gonna throw out an artist, and give me a brief description on maybe how this person impacted your life, what they represent to the city, uh,
Uh-huh.
whatever.
All right. I got you.
Sound off. So we
All right.
gonna. I'm not gonna start at the top. Nah,
Okay.
that's too easy. It's too easy. Okay, we're gonna go Freeway.
I'm gonna say legend. Like definitely local legend. Got
Okay.
songs that if you ever play Rock the Mic or
Mm,
what's that? Not flip side and what
flip
we
side.
do, city going crazy.
It's
Like
going
you
up.
can't you can't deny like his
So,
impact in what he
so,
did.
so they still bumping Freeway in Philly to this day.
Oh yeah, old heads, long beards, don't know whatever. They
Hey, I'm on my
everywhere
old
bumping that
head
jump.
vibe right now. I'm old head vibe. I ain't really
Yeah,
that old, but I got my
no,
old
you
head
get a
vibe.
couple inches down here, bro. People
I'm
definitely
about
think you from
to.
Philly. Yeah,
I'm pulling up to the city. I
yeah,
got my Scully on too. You better stop. Okay, you better stop.
yeah,
Okay, Freeway legend, legend.
yeah.
Okay, okay. Let's switch it up. Let's switch it up. Let's switch it up. We're gonna go. Uh, kind of old. We're gonna go AR Ab.
I think dope artist, man. Like he
Yeah.
put on like how to really take 100% control of being like that local artist and expanding it. Like,
Yeah.
um, yeah,
Got
like for
some
sure.
unfortunate.
He just just gotta you rapping it. You gotta stop living it at a certain point because you
Man,
know what I'm
talk
saying.
about that.
Stuff
When is the
stuff
cutoff?
start getting real. I don't know, man, but like it's
Yeah.
hard because when you really like you could tell he really rapping about what he really living. So
Yeah.
and sometimes too, then the money is just addicting. The lifestyle is addicting. Like it's hard to fall back from it. So,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm sure he had many a times too. He thought he was about to ship off to the next level. What happening? I gotta go make ends meet the way I know how.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Man,
but for sure,
that's
man.
facts.
Shout out to
That's
him.
facts. Shout
He
out to
never
AR.
stopped for a long time.
Okay,
Yeah.
we're gonna throw it back a little bit. EVE.
One more time. Oh,
EVE.
EVE. Oh yeah, she's definitely a legend. Definitely a legend. Definitely a legend. She went from music to TV to
Man.
TV host, TV show. Like definitely a
Back to
legend, man. Like
music. Back to
yeah, yeah. Like I don't even think this generation probably knows she from Philly. Like
nah.
that's how like big she done got. So it's like that's dope. And she could really rap. Like she really was one of the people that in there put her pen to the test, and she really was like rapping
too.
So
she got that Philly attitude too.
yeah, you can't, and that's what you need, man. Don't touch me.
You like to smell meat. Oh God.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we're gonna go. We talked a little bit about him. PNB Rock.
Dope artist, man. And he seemed like a cool boy, at least from like the interaction we had. Like, I like he really came when he came home. He really found his sound, and he like ran with the buzz he had, and like worked it. Like I give mad props to his work ethic, to his team, like all that. Like he could really, if he keep going and like keep pushing, like really pushing himself, I think he could really like really do something. Like really do something.
So take me back on PNB Rock real quick. So that was the internship vibe, right?
No, that was just from opening up for him. I just opened up for him.
Open up from, and this was when? When did you do this?
Like 2016, 2017.
2016. Okay.
Yeah, it was probably the end of 2016.
This was after he blew up though, right?
Yeah. He was already like a big deal. Because Selfish was out and doing numbers. Like, yeah.
And I've been following him for a minute. I remember I remember seeing a video when he came out. When he got locked up, and came out with the little, I think he had like a little wife beater on or something.
Yeah. I was like, what's this? Little dirty t-shirt, skinny boy.
This right? And then he just started popping. I was like, And I remember when he first dropped, I don't even know if Selfish wasn't, that was his first hit. But everything before that,
it was popping. Definitely locally, it was popping. Yeah.
Okay. So PNB Rock putting on then. Yeah. He still be coming back to the city?
I mean, I don't really be in the streets like I used to be, but I definitely hear him around, like he be doing his thing.
You in Philly now, right?
Yeah, I'm in Philly now though.
Bad. Okay. Cassidy, the general. Yeah. Everybody thought they could rap when they heard this man, bro.
Yeah, that's straight bars, bro. Cassidy's like, I don't know. He make you rethink your punchline sometimes. Like he got bars for days, and he was going like pop, but still rapping. Like he was kind of like doing what T.I. was doing, but from Philly. Like at that time, I'm like, that's like that was really, like really dope. And then he got into his accident. He still came back and was still going hard. Like Cassidy really like he helped carry the torch from like state property to Meek. I feel like he kept it going.
He made me understand what Philly was. Like, you know what I'm saying? Him, the mix, and all that. Okay, cool. Cass. He did the Freestyle Fridays and all that.
Yeah.
Okay, Young Chris.
I think I seen him in the store like a few years ago. Where we at?
You saw it was like shopping.
No, not even grocery shopping. It was like a fashion store on South Street. Like not too many. I feel like not too many people actually be knowing them. It's closed now. Not too many people know about it. It's like sort of little exclusive stuff. I went in there and my pop like, yo, it's my mom. She was like, I think that's the boy from Young Guns. And I'm like, no, it's not. She's like, yeah. So I like them too, man. Like they was like obviously the young boys of that whole movement. But like they held their own and show like, bro, you could be young and still getting it. Like
absolutely,
they was like 18, 17, like doing their thing. Like
Hey, shout out to Chris.
Shout out to the Young Guns. Yeah.
Young Guns. All right, Tierra Whack.
She's dope. Now I didn't realize that. I heard about her when I was in high school because I think somebody I knew her, and I was like, "Who is this person?" And to see where she at now, doing a whole Made in America thing, I'm like, "Yo, she dope. Props." And she like not afraid to be herself. So I think
and
that's
she
real
can rap.
And and that's the thing. Back to bars, like she'll still bar off on you, like. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely respect her. And I think she do a little singing too. Like she's talented.
Absolutely. Yeah. Tierra Whack. Shout out to Tierra. Shout out to Philly, bro. It's a lot of talent in Philly, bro. That's what I'm talking about. Like they don't need
and so many different styles.
Bro. I feel like and they all got a story. That's the dopest part.
I feel like Philly real authentic, man. Like when you get out of Philly, like you really gotta you really are who you are. You know
absolutely. All right, let's talk about being who you are. Will Smith, West Philly.
Winfield. It's like, no.
Winfield.
It's an inside joke, no. No, he's supposed to be from Overbrook Park. Go ahead.
So you from West Philly?
Yeah, I'm from the bottom of West though. So
Okay.
he from like the other side of West, but he's supposed to be like on the borderline of like the top of West Philly and Winfield. But
so where's Winfield?
It's like it's not a county, but it's like it's a little bit nicer.
It ain't West Philly.
It's not the West Philly he necessarily claimed, but he's still a legend. And he did put on. I'm sure he came up, walked over a few blocks and was in Overbrook though. So you know what I'm talking about.
Okay. Yeah. Just making sure.
Yeah.
We'll making sure we'll staying out there.
He's still dope, man. He got the first Grammy.
Come on, man. We're not gonna talk
about TVs, man. Like he's still
from a rapper. He's kind of mediocre, but with everything outside of that, the man's a legend.
Yeah, he kicked down the door though. Philly Rat.
He kicked it down
the door.
Yeah, a couple.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Uzi Vert, bro. Uzi Vert, man.
I think Uzi's like real creative individual. Like that's all. It took me a minute to get onto his wave because I don't like when people so big.
Yeah.
Like, hold on, because like everybody listening to him, I can't listen to him with a clear head. But once it died down,
was this the early stages?
Yeah, like 2015.
His love versus what, which was fine. I mean, that project was crazy. Yeah. So you had to like soak it in a little bit.
Yeah, and it took me a second to understand it too, because I'm like, he from Philly, like,
bro.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it threw me off.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, okay. But then once I started hearing, I'm like, wait, he's still like rapping, like he's still saying some things. He's saying stuff that people was connecting to. I'm like, but he doing it in his own like creative way, and like, I'm like, again, he just being authentic. Like, in Philly, you can't be afraid to be yourself. Like,
nah. So what part of Philly is he from?
He from North though. I don't know what part of North, but I know he's from North.
Okay.
Yeah, we're supposed to be like.
Is he from the streets?
Yeah, he's supposed to. Yeah, no, like
he messed with this. Okay, because
He from the no. He's still he's certified. He's still certified. Because
that's what I
like because if you go back into his YouTube too, like he used to rap like a regular Philly boy.
White shirt.
Yeah. He was Philly boy. Like no, he's certified.
People lose sight on that though.
Mm-hmm.
That's funny.
And still to this day, when they try to test him, he ready to throw the hands. So like
ready.
No, I know you're from North for real.
In the Rich the Kid joint, he had that boy running all through Starbucks.
Yeah, exactly.
Up to the corner solo, like I was
right.
like, okay.
He like, don't let this image fool you, bro. Uzi still from North.
Yeah, okay. See, I respect that, bro, because he really be out there. Mm-hmm. I just wanted to hear somebody from Philly personally, bro.
Yeah, no.
Okay, where we at? Okay. We're gonna save this one for last then. You know, I can't leave out Meek Mill, bro.
Meek, man. He's still a legend. Like
he's a legend. He's a Philly.
I think he said it just because I don't remember the last time, but maybe outside of Beans, the last time a real Philly artist got as big as he did. Like even with all the antics and the beefs and like you can't deny what he still did. Championships low key is like that's a good ass album.
Classic album.
Yeah. I mean, see, I'd be scared to say that word because people ready.
I'm not sorry. I'm sorry. No, that intro, bro, like it would never die.
Yeah, ever. He got certified like good ass songs on there. Dead President sample, like a lot of that stuff. I was like, I wanted that sample first, but like, yo, he did his thing when he like really came back and reinvented himself, like, and like people, like he said, people thought he was gonna lose, and like he really didn't lose, and he Philly to the core, like, in the good and bad side.
Let me ask you this. Okay, Philly's a legend. Check. Mm-hmm. Cool. Or not Philly, I'm sorry. Meek is a legend. Check.
Mm-hmm.
So when it's all said and done, if Meek stopped making music right now, 10 years later, somebody's like, oh, Meek Mill. What's the first album that's going to pop up in your head?
Flamers. Flamers mixtapes.
Flamers. So then that's the classic.
Yeah, that's probably the real classic. For me, like, though, I really like championships. But if you really talk, if somebody randomly, they probably won't say Flamers. Just because that's how a lot of us really got to, like, really, like, fall, like, yo, Meek tough. Like,
so the City Boys is the young boys and the old heads, they gon' Flamers. That's it.
Yeah, definitely Flamers. It's Flamer series. Like Rose,
Red.
Red. I'm in my bag. Like, yo, Meek had hits.
He still got hits.
Yeah.
I thought he was gonna run it and run out. I
you
was
could
like,
think that, man, but
I was like, this man, like,
you
how
said,
much?
bro, you lion-hearted. You from Philly, bro. You really
Man,
lion-hearted.
like, yo, like this man is still out here rapping.
Right. It's damn near been 10 years for him too.
Stories, bro. How much has that inspired you, bro? Like as far as like your storytelling, bro. I know Meek has to inspire you on that level as far as like.
So like Meek, Kendrick obviously is still really good, but definitely like they know how to tell stories and they could tell it from like different points of views, which I think is just dope. It's like, yo, they walk you through the track, and that's actually something I was trying to do that last night. Like I was trying to write, and I was trying to like just tell a story. I'm like, I got so many words. How can I put it into poetry? I can put my life into poetry, and they do that so well. Like whether it's like still aggressive, whether it's like mellow, like real dope. And the other thing too, what I like about Meek, like people used to try to get on him about yelling, but like he got some real calm songs that he's just talking to you.
It's just the yellow. It's the yellow ones is the ones that make it to the radio, bro. And that's all people hear.
Right.
That's people they not digesting the sound, bro.
No, not really. But that's Philly though. We aggressive, like we in your face. So
yeah,
you know what I'm saying. To me, I ain't think he was yelling. I'm just like he talking. Like we talk loud.
I got homies that say the same thing too, bro. And I was like, chill, bro.
Right.
It's real rap. Rap. Hey, bro, I appreciate you, bro. We can wrap it up, man. Yeah, this is cool, bro. Man, this is what I do, bro. This is like just normal sit downs. We link up, we chop it up, man. I don't know you from a bag of rocks, but you know what I'm saying? After this interview, I got a lot to know about you, like personally. I think that's what, I think that's where a lot of people lose sight on, and that's why like the lack of appreciation goes through the window. You know what I'm saying? Because like it's okay. I'm listening. You tell a story on this track, or you was at this time in your life during this project, but it's not talked about enough from the artist. You know what I'm saying? So like that's just the vibe I'm trying to create, man. Like especially being a consumer and watching a lot of this stuff, man. I'm not knocking nobody, but there's some stuff that I take from it, and there's stuff that I don't. And the stuff that I take is the reason why I'm doing what I'm doing today.
Yeah, man. Shout out to you, man. Shout out to HollywoodHagan. Like you really asked some good ass questions. Like
bro,
made me think. Like I definitely like out of all the interviews that I've been doing, like this definitely was one of my favorites because you
appreciate
obviously you come knowing what to talk about, but you also guide the conversation in a way that's like, hey, man, you make me want to talk. So,
bro, that's what I'm saying, bro. These things be going all day, bro. I swear, bro. I can't even lie to you. I be getting caught up in these things sometimes. I'm like, yo, it's been a whole hour. Like, it's been you know what I'm saying? Like, but it's like it's good combo, bro, and it's healthy, bro. It's healthy. Sure. I'm here to impact, bro. I'm trying to impact. I'm trying to help, bro. I'm trying to push your brand for you. I'm trying to, this is a collaboration in a sense to me. You know what I mean? And you know what I'm saying? And what you do, I appreciate. And, it's all a blessing, man. And it's going to go full circle. Once you start, putting out more material, we're going to get up again.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm a keep, you got to keep me posted. You know what I'm saying? So we can get up again. If you come out to AZ, we could sit down again, whatever. Just let me know, bro.
For sure.
Yeah, man. So real quick, bro. Hey, real quick, where can the people find you, bro?
Always Instagram as underscore RiZ96. So it's underscore RIZ96. Same thing for Twitter. What else? Apple Music, Spotify's RiZ. So it's capital R, lowercase I, capital Z. Do not forget your capitalization. And if you want to Google anything that has to do with RiZ, the easiest way to find it is Icon by 25. So that's IKON.
Right here.
25. Yes,
that's gonna be the thumbnail.
Exactly. So anything that you want to find as RiZ, you type that in, everything pop up. Google it.
Let's go. Let's go. Hey, straight like that. No other way, bro. No other way.
Right.
Hey, again, bro, I appreciate you, bro. We're going to link up after this, man. And stay safe out there, bro. Keep grinding. Keep being consistent. Keep working, bro. What you got is good right now, man. And just stay with it, bro. Keep pushing. Find your lane. Stay in it.
Shout out to the viewers too.
Hey, shout out to all the viewers. Cause they gonna know about it. They gonna see about it. They gonna know about it. I tell you that. If they don't know, they will.
Right.
You feel me? Hey, yo, anything I didn't cover? Anything you want to say? Anything you want to add?
I mean, no, that's pretty much it. Talk about the journey. What's coming up next?
Sir.
There's gonna be some real dope stuff, man. So really, just like I'm not just saying that, like all I just be plugging that, but like I'm really like taking my time to give y'all stuff that's quality, that's worth like not just. I want y'all to have fun with it, but I also want y'all to be inspired by it, motivated by it. You know what I'm saying? We got, 70 years, maybe, give or take. You never know. So, like, you really got to make it count. The earth been here for a billion, so let's make an impact while we can.
Facts.
I count by 25.
Hey, let's get it, baby. All right, brother.
You would never with the pitchfork. Can't touch my crown. Throw it up off the backboard. I'm shaking that shit down. Nigga one with the crown at the top of the mound. See you all like bloodhounds. Only realest I'm around. Pop show me all the clowns, so I never run around. Stay 10 toes down. On my jock is going down, nigga. Bounce like this, rock like this. This is what it is. Regulating in this bitch. Bounce like this, rock like this. This is what it is. Regulating in this bitch. Bounce like this, rock like this. This is what it is. Regulating in this bitch. Bounce like this, rock like this. This is what it is. Regulating in this bitch.